Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I told you. The next major agenda was going to be to move from Syria into Israel. And in order to move from Syria into Israel, they got to hype up the propaganda for pro-Palestinians. President Xi Jinping calls for a Palestinian capital. Not only that, an East Palestinian capital. In other words, folks, the new hype of the agenda is to basically go into Israel and give Palestine its own state. So what they're basically doing is reversing the 1940s role and going in there and making everything nice again, supposedly. Now remember, the end of the war, the biblical war is supposed to be Russia, the United States, and several Arab nations go into Israel. However that comes out, ladies and gentlemen, that's supposed to be the end game. That can only happen if they enter Israel. So why are they calling for a Palestinian capital? So they can enter Israel. By one means or another, of course. Do I think they're going to go in and claim Israel for, China or the United States or Russia or anything? No, of course not. But as the elites brought up the religions, they must bring everything down by the religions. I've said it 100 times or more. And so this is the first time I've heard this. And now it's official. A world leader is coming onto the world stage and saying that there needs to be an absolute Palestinian capital, which means, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there needs to be an absolute Palestinian state. That only happens after the facts, folks. You cannot write an addendum through the United Nations and get Israel via Benny, or Benji, whatever you want to call him, I apologize, to go, oh yes, let's allow Palestine its own country. No, that does not work. Remember, the war on terror was flipped for the pro-Muslims. And what do the Muslims want? Though the end agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is to take over the entire Middle East. How? And why? Well, for Islam, which is a revamped version of the old Babylonian religion, which I believe was the group that took down Israel in the first place. And now what do they want to do? They want to flip the World War II flag and basically give Palestine a capital. I gotta admit, I've been for a Palestinian capital forever. I believe in giving the Palestinians a capital, and I sure as hell believe in giving the Kurds a capital. I honestly do. In fact, I think there needs to be a Christian nation, a whole Christian nation, also in the Middle East. That's just me, folks. I don't honestly know whether or not it needs to occupy where current Israel is, but it is what it is. So, you know what I think, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not pro-Muslim, not anti-Muslim. I'm not pro-Palestinian or anti-Palestinian. I did grow up in Dearborn, but that doesn't mean much. It just means that these guys had a country back before Israel existed in that area again, and now they're basically going in flipping the switch one more time. And they think they're going to end the conflict, end the fighting. Remember, that whole area next to Israel in Syria, ladies and gentlemen, is full of oceans of oil. That is the end game, ladies and gentlemen, the oil. And however they can get it. If they can get it backed up to the Syrian border, they're going to. If they can get it by creating a Palestinian State, they're going to. And they know this. What do you think the Saudi Arabian army of 350,000 are waiting for? They're waiting for the UN and various sources thereof to finally give a reason to go into Israel. What is the reason to go into Israel? To secure and defend the Palestinian capital from all those who would not see it go forward. Now, do you see Bible verses and Quran verses coming into light, folks? Hope you do. As they brought it up by religion, they will take it down by religion. It's an engineered system, no different than the way they did it. No matter what country and what fall and what time frame you're looking at. This is it, folks. End times. Thank you.